Welcome everybody once again to Barber Motorsports Park, and this time we are here for the 90-something Studios Bama Beatdown as we get set for all of these guys to take to the track and put on a fantastic show here from Barber Motorsports Park, the same track that we were at last night where Michael Berry crashed out earlier, but he's going to join me in the booth anyway. Mike, unfortunate showing last night, but that's why you're up here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of learned that this tracker isn't exactly my strong suit, so I'm up where I'm a little bit more comfortable watching cars from up above. This is just it's a great track to race on, just not my style. And I think these sports cars are gonna put on a great show tonight.
Yeah, that's a look at Jack Belton right there, and he's got a lot of pressure right behind him, and I believe that's, I think that was somebody going around him. Anyway, it's open qualifying here in the GT Series, so it's Penguin RC Penguin RC Simulations Sports Car Challenge, and yeah, right now we're looking at Jack Belton. A bunch of guys, though, out on track. Here's a look at Steve Lane in the 66 Porsche, and he's doing pretty well. His whole team is looking pretty strong here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, those Porsches are very strong right now. I mean, especially after this season. I mean, those. I think we're going to see those guys be a real threat. I mean, it's coming towards the end of this season here. We only have, 3 races to go or something? I know. Yeah, I mean, just going to be interesting to see how the manufacturer battle is going to play out.
So right now, that's a look at your current pole sitter. He's the only guy to set a time. He's also second in the championship. That's Christian Challoner. And he's in that fight right now with Michael Janney. He's 10 points back, Challoner is. So he's got some work to do, and he was struggling a little bit in practice before the race. So we're going to have to see if he can improve there from his efforts in the pre-race practice. But right now he's set to do so. Have to see how that translates over, though, to the race. But still plenty of time left here. It is open qualifying, 12 minutes remaining. Just waiting for more and more times to come in. And it looks like, yeah, Challoner just went from first to third, now dropping down to fourth. His first lap was not very hot. He must have just been warming up his tires because he's about 6 seconds off from everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a Challoner kind of thing to do. I mean, he wasn't exactly the fastest car in practice right there, about 3/10 slow, but, Challoner's also one of those guys, and we've seen it before. I think we've even seen it at this track 2 seasons ago when we came here back when we were GT3 and GTE series. But yeah, Challoner was a bit slow in practice and then just turned it around. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna be able to do the same here.
Let's look at the guy that's on pole right now. That's Savian Ragster there, and he is newer to the league. This is only going to be his second event run. He finished, I believe it was 6th last race at Lime Rock Park. We've got a great stretch of races upcoming here. We go to Bathurst up next, and we got I think 4 or 5 races in a row before we wrap up the season at Daytona.
Yeah, I believe we do have a quadruple header right now. I'll give you those right now. We got, after this, we're going to be going to New South Wales in Australia for Bathurst, as you mentioned. Then we're heading up to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park on October 28th. Then we're going to be heading down south to Road Atlanta. That should be a good race. And then we're going to be ending it off 2 weeks later. A little bit of an off week there, and we're going to be going to the Daytona Grand Prix. This is the Daytona Road Course, which should be an interesting way to cap off this season.
Man, I wish that we were on the oval, but that's just me. That's going to be an unpopular opinion for these guys.
You're an agent of chaos, Chad. We know this.
But Michael Janney does jump up to the pole. There's a look at him. He's just flying around this track. He's got the pole right now. You see there by about 0.2 of a second. Challoner has improved from where he was pre-race, so we'll have to see if he can keep things rolling in qualifying. Brandon Lambert has jumped up to the 4th spot, and he's looking pretty good in that Spark machine.
Yeah, he is. I mean, just impressive showing for him right now. If he can get the top qualifier in M, may not be at a top of a pole, but it's a very advantageous position, especially because you'll maybe have a couple pro guys right behind you, and they can kind of hold. I mean, you'll eventually have to let them by because if we imagine that they're faster, but yeah, you can have a decent advantage you can gain from just having those guys a little bit of a buffer between all the other AM guys.
Yeah, and that's a David Schofield, his teammate in front of him. That's going to help Lambert a bunch, just getting that toe here, sitting in the draft, trying to get as much extra speed as he possibly can. Of course, you see the similar liveries. They are teammates there for Team Spark. And, yeah, Lambert, by the way, yesterday was up here in the booth with me, and we saw a fantastic show with Ray Kingsbury trying to chase down Flynn Lazier the last couple laps, unable to do so. But, I mean, between the Rallycross series on Monday, and there he goes around. That's David Schofield around. Yeah, between Rallycross on Monday and then the championship series last night and the touring cars tonight. I mean, it's a full week here on NASA.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to see. Well, it's been a really exciting week. I mean, obviously I didn't get to see much action last night, but yeah, just good racing from everybody. Good showing by Flynn Lazier, obviously, of relation to Buddy Lazier. So it's always great to see him coming out and getting some experience here. As we have a guy spinning there. That's one of the Watt spin cars. That's my team.
Yep, that's Curtis Critchley there in the 97, and he's gonna take it back to the pits to try to get another run out there. He's just about halfway through qualifying here. We'll take a look. You see the timer there on the left side of your screen. Seth Rawls had to join the session pretty late. He has yet to turn a lap. But other guys out there, there's Josiah Wellwood. Looks like he still has not figured out how to get his paint to work. He's got the decal layer working, but he still gets to do anything other than the default iRacing blue. We'll have to see if we can't get that sorted out.
Yeah, I think at this point, Josiah, he's just saying, all right, you know what? Let's just run it like this. It'd be kind of funny. And I've been in college with Josiah. I was in the call last night with him. He's a team Watt spin racing guy, and yeah, I mean he's one of those guys. I think he would do that.
Speaking of Team Watson Racing, guys, this is one of my favorite liveries on the grid. This is Jeffrey Wallace, and I mean that car is just so bright, but it's got that metallic blue going to it, and it just looks good out there.
It does. I mean, I am a known what's the opposite of advocate? Dissonant? I don't know. I am not a fan of the Watson Racing colors usually, but that one is definitely maybe the exception to the rule.
I'm gonna have a word with your team owner over there, and you're gonna have to.
Excuse me, team affiliate, Chad.
Okay, your team affiliate over there. Yes. I mean, I can't believe that you wouldn't like those colors. They look so bright and bold, and they stand out a lot.
Hey, you're not wrong. They are bright and bold, but I think I'll stick with the beverage machine for the time being.
I really do enjoy that beverage protest car that runs on diesel.
Yeah. Maybe I think we are. I'm kind of thinking that might be time to switch to gasoline because obviously the diesel ain't working out this season. But yeah, I mean that paint scheme I'm very happy with.
And here's a look at Ray Kingsbury in the 25. Ray is actually typically here in the booth for this series. He's running this race because he's getting set for a race this weekend, an endurance race where he's going to be running with Blake Reynolds. That's going to be Saturday afternoon over on GSRC. I'll be on the call for that one as well. He's excited, so he's just trying to get some seat time here because he hasn't driven the GT3 in a minute. But he's out there right now just trying to get as many laps as he can to get himself set for this weekend.
Yeah, just Ray's a talented driver. I don't think he even needs to practice. He's one of those guys who he can be fast and everything. But to see him and Blake Reynolds kind of like adversaries right now in championship series working together, it's gonna be a hell of a show, guys. And if you're not tuning in for Chad, I'd say tune in for those guys.
And Christian Chandler right now still no changes. Your top three. Ray Kingsbury though jumped up to fourth. He's about half a second off with the rest of the guys up front. But Cody Cosgrove right now leading the AM class as well, and you can see that noted on the left side of your screen there with the red or the blue number plate. Red is the AM class with the blue representing the pro category. And you also see that notated the wing end plates, the number plates on the side of the car, as well as the top of the windshield. There's a good look at it on that 25 of Ray Kingsbury. Just a good way to track it. And actually, your points leader right now in the AM class, we talked about Janny over in the pro side, but Kevin Fanning right now for Team Artisan / Matco Tools currently leads there in the AM class.
Yeah, and it's definitely, I mean, we're running a little bit lean right now on pro guys, but the AM class is absolutely stacked tonight. We have 13 or 14 drivers right now. I'll try to make their name, and if if they finish high enough in points in the end of this season, they will move up to the pro class and I guess you could say competing for like serious wins, but I think everybody's kind of competing for big wins here.
We just
It's
had a
just
huge
competitive.
moment here, by the way, for the two guys at the front of the field. This is, look at him going. This is Janny's leading the front car here, and then saving Ragster right behind. You see him start to turn left, diving into turn one, and wow,
Oof.
both of them lose
Oh.
traction. Just you crest that hill going into turn one, and it definitely upsets the car a little bit.
Yeah, and rolling on a surrender index is Mr. Janny right there pulling it off. I mean, he should be pretty happy with that time right now. Can't exactly tell you what it is, but I know he's about 2 tenths faster than Raxter and Challenger.
Yeah, it's a 120.9 for Michael Janney, and he's the only driver so far, of course, in that 120 bracket. But he's got a little bit of a gap back to Ragster and Challenger. But that's the thing, we've seen him qualify and pull a couple times, and it just so happens to end up being a 2 or 3 car battle between himself and a couple other guys in this field.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the battle between Janny and Challenger.
Did we lose you, Mike? Yeah, we lost Mike for a second. I'm not sure where Mike went. But okay. I guess it's just me for the moment, trying to figure out where Mr. Barry disappeared to. But oh well. Yeah, still 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying, as we see a bunch of guys still just trying to get. Just about everybody actually is out on track for the moment. The only person who is not is Josiah Wellwood, and Wellwood, of course, currently runs at the back of the. He set his time. He's content with it, and he's, I guess, just taking his sweet time getting back to things. But for the moment, it's still Janny on top, followed by Ragster, Challenger, followed by Ray Kingsbury and Cody Cosgrove, your top 5, and top 7 all within a second of each other. The whole field within 3 seconds. So very tight field. We'll have to see how this plays out as we get set for the feature race coming up here. It is an hour race. Driver's going to have to make one pit stop during it, and just a matter of time will tell how this strategy is going to shake out for all these guys. Seen a couple times this season where what was I going to say? Where pit strategy and pit entry has actually been critical to who wins this race, especially with how aggressive Michael Janney can be on pit entry. And the pit entry here isn't the easiest. There's a sharp left hand, so it's a sharp right into a sharp left before you even get to the pit speed limit line. And once you cross that line, you have to be down to speed. But before that, you can be very aggressive with it. And we'll see that probably come into play for the front guys as they get set for their race. Under a minute now here in qualifying. I'm just waiting to see how this all shakes out. Looks like that's Steve Lane there that we're looking at with saving Ragster right behind him. Ragster trying to use the slipstream to his advantage, but I think that Lane is going to be holding him up just a little bit right now. Lane back in the 11th spot. So he's, and that's going to send Ragster off. He's going to pull off track, and here's a look now at Jack Belton. He's currently in the 12th spot. He had a good run up into the top 10 yesterday in the championship series, of course, running that Norwich City number 17 Spark car. And then there's a look at the guy currently sitting Pete, number 4. That's Ray Kingsbury. He's going to come around. He's got one more shot at this. Next time by will be the checkered flag for him and his teammate as well. But I think they're going to be the last two across the line. Just a matter of time will tell for how these guys shake things out. But checkered flag is out. These guys do have the opportunity to finish their lap. Janny's still up front by about 0.2 of a second. I don't think that he's going to improve, and I don't think anybody else behind him either. But right now, Cody Cosgrove actually with a monster lap jumps up to the 5th spot. And that's going to push Matt Kingsbury back down into the 6th position to the outside of row number 2. So Kingsbury is in the pits. Schofield in the pits as well. Kevin Fanning, Seth Rawls, and Josiah Wellwood all have their qualifying come to an end. Janney has parked it as well as Challoner. Savian Ragster still out there on a flyer, but this is the guy that has the most to improve on. He's right there, and he can try to... Oh, he's pushing a little too hard there. He's going to run it wide. That's going to be the end of his qualifying. Hopefully Jack doesn't have to slow up at all as he keeps things going. And he's going to come through the final couple of corners. There you see Savian Ragster. He's going to pull straight into the pits, and that's going to... Yep, just practicing his pit. That's the left-hander I was talking about. That can be very dangerous in these cars. It's a very tight pit road. Here's a look at Jeffrey Wallace trying to prove for the final lap. No, he's going to pull off, actually. And Jack Belton going out once again, or is he's just working his way back down to his pit stall? Okay. That's the end of qualifying here as we get set for today's race. The 90-something Studios Bama Beatdown, as these guys try to lay the hammer down at this winding road course. And, Mike, it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. Sorry about that. A little bit of a technical difficulty on my side there. You see Jenny, Rax, or Challoner. Your top three. Ray Kingsbury sneaking in there. Our friend from the booth, Cody Cosgrove, going to round out the top five there at the Ampol Center.
Yeah, just a matter of moments away from taking the green flag here. Let's take a look at your starting grid. Of course, it's Michael Janney out in front, and then Savian Ragster. Christian Challoner and Ray Kingsbury make up row 2. Then Cody Cosgrove and Matt Kingsbury. Brandon Lambert and David Schofield on row number 4, and Curtis Critchley, Michael Holler on row number 5. Kevin Fanning and Jack Belton make up row number 6.
And looking into row number... Oh, wait. Nope, there's no row number 7 yet.
Well, there is. It's just...
There is. I'm sorry, you guys don't matter if you're in row 7.
I just don't have the button for it. Steve Lane is going to take over in row number 7 with Jeffrey Wallace to his outside. Then Tim Brokaw, Seth Rawls. Brian Son and Asphalt Dennis in row number 9. And Josiah Wellwood starting shotgun 19th on the field.
Yeah, we should be in for a good show right now. As we're going to be, doing a pace lap. Unfortunately, we have to do a full pace lap of this track. I mean, it's kind of short. It only takes us about 2 or 3 minutes, but it's still a full pace lap. I mean, why couldn't they have just started us on the backstretch? Who knows?
There you see. Last time we were here in the series, by the way, we did have some drama involving the slower class cars. I believe that was still when we were doing multi-class. I can't remember for certain.
Yeah, I think it was. Now that I think about it, I can't remember who won that race.
No, I can't be bothered to go look, but I remember that race pretty distinctly.
Wake up, Mike! We got a full hour of racing ahead of us. You can't be be napping now.
Get your caffeine now. Get your I don't want to get DMCA'd. I'm just going to stop at caffeine. Yeah, I don't want to get the street taken down, but yeah, we're going to have a great race here for a full hour. Bit of a change of pace, obviously. If you're joining us for the first time this season, but you've seen some of our old stuff, yeah, we have moved formats. We are now officially doing the one race, no more sprint, just a feature.
Yeah, we switched from 2 classes to 1. We switched from 2 races to 1. But drivers are going to have to make a pit stop like we talked about. It's going to be fun to watch how that plays out as drivers now working their way around this track for their 1 pace lap. And can't wait to get this 90-something Studios Bama Beatdown underway. All right, Mike, as we work our way around this track on the pace lap, let's make our predictions for the race. Who do you have?
Well, I imagine you were going to pick Challoner, so I guess I'll go with Jenny because... So, yeah, I think Jenny, he's going to hold on to that pole. He's going to get that win there. And I think for Ab, I think we're going to see Cody Cosgrove holding off the field there. He's got a decent bit of advantage with some pro cars right behind him.
And I was going to pick Michael J. No, I'm taking Christian Challoner every race this season. He's got to make up that points deficit, and we'll have to see how he can do that here tonight. 10 points back, but those 2 guys are the only 2 to win yet this season. Savian Ragster has a shot as well. He's that car on the outside of row number 1. They're lining up next to his teammate, gonna have fun watching him. And that bright yellow car you see there in row number 2, that is Ray Kingsbury trying to get himself a little bit of room to warm his tires up. But 19 cars here getting set for a 1-hour race, and man, it's I'm excited for this one. It's a good track. We saw a great race here last night, and hopefully we see the same here again.
Yeah, I mean, but we also got to keep in mind we are dealing with wider cars right now. I mean, these things are basically modified production cars compared to the championship cars that we used last night. So it's going to definitely be interesting to see. I mean, you can fit an Indy car a little bit better into some holes than you can in terms of these GT3s. So I think guys are good. Maybe they're going to be more aggressive. Maybe they're going to be less aggressive. We're going to find out here in a couple laps or a couple turns.
And there you see the iRacing pace car leading the fields here, getting set to pull off in just a matter of moments. But it's going to be a fun one for sure. We've seen some great racing a couple times here in this series, and here on this channel here for Nitro Circus as well. It's going to be approximately 45 laps as the pace car pulls off. And there you see the field bunching up behind Michael Janney and Savian Ragster. They're side by side as they wait for the green flag. And it is out. It's going to be a tough fight. I think Ragster's going to try to send it up on the outside. Going to try to hold it there. We saw some trouble here turn 1 last night. Can they keep it clean here today? They can. Yeah. Top 3 all clean out front. Any trouble back behind? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like just about the whole field got through clean.
Yeah, to come out that long sweeping right-hander up the crest. Gets very scary there on cold tires, but everybody's going to be able to hold on to it cleanly. Here comes Challenger. He's on the right on the rear of Ragster there, but he's not going to be able to do anything right now. I think he's probably thinking better of it. I mean, you got a long race here, and you have a pit stop, so he's going to be thinking hard about this, and when he's going to make a move.
Yeah, 4 Porsches in the top 5. The one lone car that is not is a McLaren, and that is Christian Challenger, as he's very aggressive on that curbing. Just about all the drivers are, because they can handle it a lot better than you can in the Championship Series cars that we saw last night.
Yes, you can right now as you come through this awesome left-right flick here. Almost flat out in the Champ car, but not quite. As you come now through another left-right flick, you'll find that's a common theme here on this track. This is where I had my problems at the end of my race. And yeah, I mean, that's basically going to take you through a lap right here. You got a couple hairpins then thrown in this last chicane. And we got to stay status quo here as we come out of the final corner.
Yep, no changes yet in the top 5. And Brandon Lambert in the 6th position. He is the first Ferrari in the field. Not many Ferraris, actually, only represented by a handful of drivers here tonight. But there's still some great battles all throughout. We'll look a little further back in the field. This is another kind of a second train that's built up here. This is Brandon Lambert, followed by Matt Kingsbury. Kingsbury there in the Dirty Sport car, number 21, that silver and gray shark tooth machine. And he's got Curtis Critchley right behind him as well.
Yeah, it's going to be that's such a nice paint scheme that Matt always runs. We've seen that for seasons. He ran it on his GTE Porsche back in season 1, or no, 2020B, is it?
That sounds right. I don't know.
Whichever season I first commentated, he ran that scheme. He's moved that over to GT3, and it looks just as good here as it did 10 or 12 months ago.
Yeah, so this is kind of, you got your front 4 or so are in one group, and then you've got Cody Cosgrove kind of on his own. Actually, no, he's been caught actually by Brandon Lambert. So yeah, so basically the first 4 are a group, and then 5th all the way on back to about 13th are all here nose to tail.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, I mean, right now I'm just looking at the leaderboards right now. Janney's pulled out to about a half-second lead, almost a 2/3 of a second lead over Savian Ragster, and Challenger has basically got the same distance to him that Ragster has to Janney. So, yeah, it's just, some guys, maybe they're just kind of they're either spreading out at the beginning, so it's like a strategy call, or Janney just really brought a good motor to this race.
Yeah, there's a look at Kevin Fannin there, the 54 Matco Tools machine. Still just kind of trying to fight his way into the top 10. He's right behind Steve Lane, and Lane, of course, one of those guys he is teammates with the front 2 as I see if he can't work his way up through the field. Not many moves being made on track so far, but there's plenty of opportunities to do so. From talking to Ray Kingsbury before the race, the aero wash in these cars is not what we saw last night in the championship series. So we might see a little bit more passing. It just takes some time to develop.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as I said earlier, it's a tough track. It's super tight. There honestly aren't that many opportunities. Like, they're very scarce. You basically can send it up into turn 1, and you can maybe do it into turn 4. But other than that, yeah, you're really gonna be struggling to find any sort of passing opportunities here. Oh, we got a guy into the wall there. That is
That's
Philip Schofield.
David Schofield.
David Schofield.
Yeah, David Schofield. We'll go back here and take a look at what happened. You see, went a little bit back too far here, but that's all right. Just give it a little more time to build it up here. So this is a couple of corners here from the end, but it was coming out of the final corner. So it's probably going to run wide, I would assume, here on exit.
It's like he maybe...
Dipped the right rear over the curb, and that sent the car around nose first, unfortunately. So he's going to have some engine damage he's got to get fixed to get his car back rolling.
Yeah, that's a very tough break for him right now. Seems like he already is following a lap down, so he might just have pulled it in and called it a day.
Yeah, he has taken the tow back to pit road. It's going to be a lengthy tow as well because he had already passed the pit entry. Unfortunately, not able to just limp it right into the pits. So he's taking the tow back to pit road. Still Michael Janney out in front and built his lead to about a second. Then from Dragster back to Challenger is stabilized just a little bit at about half a second. But those guys have a pretty big gap back to Ray Kingsbury now in the third spot.
Yeah, they do right now. And if we take a look at the battle right now, we do have maybe a small little scuffle right now for the M-Class lead. Cody Crosgrove and Brendan Lambert. We're taking a look at that. They're about half a second off. Lambert has lost a little bit of time since I last made this statement. Yeah, we could be seeing a good battle here in the works.
Yeah, these guys, they know each other pretty well. Both of them have been around the league for a couple of seasons now. They know how each other races, and they know how aggressive both of them can be. Brandon Lambert, this is his home track. He said he lives about 15 minutes from the track, so he's great. He's glad to be racing here, and hopefully he can do his home state proud and find his way to the top of the M class.
Yeah, definitely. Now as we yeah, I mean just a good battle right now. Cody Crosgrove, obviously from Canada, a good talent. We had a bit of a run in last night, but that's all worked out now.
Did you drop the gloves?
Through the helmet. Other than that, it's a relatively non-violent encounter. But yeah, he's a good competitor. We had our disagreements right now. We're looking at Kevin Fanning, right behind him, Tim Brokaw in the only Fjord in the group. When I actually hosted a practice session for these guys, because I did one for both the IndyCar and the Sportscar series. I left the Ford out because I was like, nobody runs the Ford. So thank you, Tim Brokaw, for proving me wrong here.
Well, I mean, if that doesn't, I mean, if nobody runs the Ford, what about the Mercedes, man? That's the only GT3 I owns coming into the night.
Yeah, I mean, I have a fair few of them. I have I mainly run the Lamborghini, and that's a great car. But yeah, it's definitely just yeah. Wait, we don't run the Mercedes.
We had it in the lineup up until tonight, and with the low amount of drivers that were running it, I don't think anybody was set to tonight, so they took it off and threw in the legacy Porsche, the GT3 Evo, compared to the 911 GT3 RSR or the GT3R that's running now. So two different Porsches, but no Mercedes tonight. So this one of the closest battles on track, but Matt Kingsbury is getting very aggressive with Brandon Lambert. That's Dirt Esport versus Spark Virtual Racing there, and I think Matt's he's probably gonna peek out to the inside here as they get on the brakes into turn number 1. Is he gonna do it? No, he sits right back in line. Wow.
Yeah, very unorthodox. uncharacteristic call from Matt Kingsbury, who's always known to be very aggressive. You know, kind of like a shark that's on the front of his car. You know, doesn't like to wait. He's a bit impatient, a bit impulsive, you could say. Bit of a loose cannon.
He says that he uses that shark to make his car look a little more aggressive, but I mean, to me, that shark looks a little too happy. That's like a baby.
A happy shark.
That's like baby shark to me. Like that's not. I don't find that intimidating.
No, I don't either. I mean, yeah. So
I want to hear Jaws music in the background, not doot 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 doot. Mike,
if we're talking about paint schemes, we look farther back. There's Critchley right there, in that gorgeous pink car, just absolutely stunning right now. And if you haven't already tell, I am afraid of getting fired from my team. So we're gonna talk nothing but good things about the TWR cars tonight.
happy thoughts for Curtis Critchley there in the 97. And these guys have built about a 3-second gap. There you see it back to Steve Lane. So there's a decent gap there between 8th and 9th, but even Lane is under some pressure here from Kevin Fanning in the Matco Tools Porsche. And then Tim Brokaw right behind him as well.
Yeah, Tim Brokaw. I mean, it's a black Ford, but it looks intimidating, you know. It's like
it gives me I was gonna say it gives me some Kit vibes. Very aggressive stance, and the blackout kind of just makes it blend in. It's camouflage, just tactical camo.
Yeah. Hey, thank God we're not racing on a recently repaved track, or we'd actually have serious problems trying to identify him.
Yeah, so we are coming up. We just crossed 10 minutes gone in this race, and Janny's out to about a 2-second lead over Ragster. Ragster's built his lead up to 0.8 of a second over Challoner.
Yeah, Challoner having a bit of a struggle session tonight. You know, just not exactly performing at the rate that he's known for.
Yeah, he unfortunately had to hop into the session a little later than he normally would. But he is out there right now, and into the 3rd position just shows the natural talent that he has. Challoner, of course, does work on these cars for iRacing. We've talked about that several times.
Advantage.
And yeah, I mean, he's been working hard on it. And there's that's Brandon Lambert around.
No.
We'll see. I bet you that was something that he did on his own. We'll take a look here. Was there might have been some contact there?
Oh, we got to look a little bit farther back there. We're looking there right at Kingsbury. Oh, yeah, Kingsbury just
we'll
used him up.
We'll go back one more time here and see if we can't see it. Take a look at the chase cam, see if there was any contact.
It might have just been netcode or just taking the air off the side of him.
Yeah, I mean, it was very
poor run there.
I don't.
Oh, that's contact.
There was definitely contact there. Yeah, I just don't think that he was expecting Matt to throw it there. There was hardly a car width available there for him to try to get that move done. But fortunately, it was very slight contact between the two of them, and unfortunately, it was enough to send him around. But the fortunate thing for Lambert is that contact was so slight that he's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work his way back up, of course. But the car seems to be in okay condition.
Yeah, I think that's the silver lining here right now is he's pulled in right behind Seth Rawls. Seth Rawls obviously is having a bit of an up and down season, if I'm not mistaken. He's let me actually find him. Yeah, he's sitting 15th in points right now. He's kind of had he's had some good finishes. Austria had a pretty decent run. Coda, he did. He missed the last 2 rounds at Lime Rock at Indianapolis, but yeah, he's looking to bounce back here, and he's running 11th right now. I think a top 10 would be a really good improvement for him.
Yeah, this is a look at Tim Brokaw just inside the top 10. He's right behind Kevin Fanning. If I remember right, didn't these guys used to be teammates?
I believe they did on the Matco Tools machines, yeah.
So
I believe it was Brokaw, Fanning, and Lane. All 3 of them, I think, were on the same team, correct?
That might be the case, yeah. I can't remember for sure, but yeah, I mean, I know that they were definitely, some of them at least were affiliated at one time or another.
Yeah, I mean, the only one flying the Matco Tools colors now is Fanning there, so, it's a bit of an uneasy reunion, you could say.
Yeah, so still Janney. He's built his lead to about 2 seconds now, and Challoner's closed back into about half a second of Ragster. So that gap, it keeps shrinking and growing and shrinking and growing. But looks like last car is about a minute. So they're about, I'd probably say, 7 or 8 laps from catching some lap traffic here. But I mean, this is one of the close battles. Brandon Lambert, he's going to send it up the inside, trying to get by Seth Rawls, trying to work his way back up into the top 10. That was an ambitious peak there.
Yeah, he's got
look
a
at the
great
run
here coming down the straightaway. He's going to be side by side coming across the line. Not going to quite have the advantage. He's going to get it now, though. I think Rawls is just going to let him by.
Yeah.
Rawls definitely playing it safe here. Maybe trying to get ahead on pit strategy here, or he's just trying to walk some laps. I mean, it's an hour-long race. I mean, it's not a bad call.
Yeah, still just about to cross a quarter distance here as we have 45.5 minutes remaining in this race. Approximately going to be 44 laps. I think the cars can make it. I think 35 is going to be the fuel stint for these guys. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. It's going to be
but we do have a mandatory pit stop, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct. It's going to be a one-stop for sure. Just a matter of how long these guys are stationary, because we talked about it pre-race, whether it's how long they're sitting in their stop or how aggressive they are getting into their box. I mean, we've seen guys make mistakes doing that all throughout this season.
Definitely now. And strategy, I've wondered why they're not doing this. Maybe someone takes their quali fuel out for the first stint, pits in early, and then runs the rest race on the full fuel. But I guess you'd lose some time in the pits trying to fill up there. These aren't exactly the instant fill buckets like we have over on the NASCAR side.
Well, between that and the fact that you want to run your car as light as possible for as long as possible, and if you can make that consecutive at the end, I mean, that's going to be less time stationary in pit road, and you'll be your car is just going to be super light the entire second half of this race. Looks like Ray Kingsbury, by the way, he's gotten back up into top 5. I guess he lost a position to Cosgrove, but he got it right back.
Yes. Yeah, an interesting battle between Kingsbury here. Obviously, you're seeing a little bit of the ring rust here. Not quite maybe up to as speedy as he used to be. Not competing with Jenny or Challoner as he used to. I guess that's what happens when you sit in the booth for too long. Maybe his leg fall asleep or something.
Yeah, I mean he's doing pretty good. He's leading kind of, I guess. We've got the top tier drivers, and then you got the S class of Janney, Ragster, and Challoner right now, and he's kind of leading that A class of guys there. But they're all within about a second of each other. You kind of see them; they're following each other. But yeah, Kingsbury right now, kind of leading that second group. As there you see Kingsbury, Cosgrove, and Critchley working their way down the front stretch.
I'm be interested to see if Critchley can get the attack, maybe get a top 5 and an AM class win for Team Watson. I think that would be James' first win in the series as an owner, even if it is in the AM category. I can double check that.
It would be his second, I believe. He won a couple of races ago. He had a stellar performance. I'm trying to remember where it was. Critchley at Circuit of the Americas. Did he not? I thought he had a really strong. I know that they had a podium. He
did get 34th there, so he did get 34 points.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, we'll just. No, if it would be his race, then good for him. We'll just give him the thumbs up there.
I thought that one of the Watson Racing guys had a podium at some point.
Maybe is Austin Espity maybe on them?
No, he's not on that team. Anyway, we'll get back to this racing. Talking about guys being on the attack, Brandon Lambert, we saw him spin and drop all the way back down to 13th. He's up into the 9th position. So he's having a fantastic performance there.
Definitely is good. Just a solid rebound right now. He's on his way to catching. I wonder what happened to Steve Lane there, actually, because he was ahead of Brokaw and Fanning, too. They both kind of dropped back.
His last lap time was 7 seconds slower than both Brokaw and Lambert, so he definitely had an off track at some point. here in a
wonder if he-
130 last time around. Without knowing exactly where the incident was, I wouldn't be able to tell you what happened. But yeah, I mean, he definitely went off track and lost the 2 positions. Thankfully, though, it was only 2. But now he's feeling the pressure from Seth Rawls. Seth going to peek it to the inside down this back straightaway.
Yeah, he's going to try and send it in here. Is he going to make it stick? Oh, side by side. He's going to get it, but I don't think we should count Steve Lane out here.
No,
he's going to have that momentum. He's going to probably just concede it to, or he's, no,
this is not where you want to run too wide. You seem hard on the brakes there. You do not want to send 2 cars down through what they call the corkscrew here at Barber.
Yeah, just lost a game of chicken there. So, but you know, probably the smart move in this situation. So now it's 3 Porsches there. I believe Porsche has about half the field this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's a look at a guy we haven't talked much about. You see some scrapes on the left side of that Lamborghini for Michael Holler. He's just kind of chilling. He was actually on the podium last time out at Lime Rock Park, and unfortunately not having the same success here tonight as he's in that 64. Last time, that I believe was his series debut as well for Holler.
I imagine he's from Chicago if I'm looking at the top of his roof.
He is, yes.
Good, you know, I think probably I think he's our first, because never mind. Josh from Illinois.
No, he's from Chicagoland. He's not from Chicago.
Yeah, he's from Illinois, so he's our second Illinois person.
I'm pretty sure he's from Indiana, but oh well.
Close enough. Close enough.
It's all the same.
It's all the Rust Belt. We don't care about that.
Rust Belt. We're the Bible Belt.
No, you're not.
I don't know. The Green Belt?
No, I'm going to give you the belt here if you don't shut your mouth. Please.
You know what? You get out of this booth right now. Anyway, we'll get back to some actual racing commentary here. This is Kevin Fanning and Steve Lane once again. Brandon Lambert's we saw him get by up to 9th. Tim Brokaw must have had a moment as well. I think that he's dropped a position. No, he's still in 8th, so he is still there. But there you see kind of the intervals kind of evening out all throughout this field. This field's starting to spread just a bit. Josiah Wellwood probably is going to end up coming into play for your leader here in probably say the next 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, just good showing right now. I think I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, trying to see if we have any battles like really to see.
Well, here's one for you. This is Seth Rawls getting around Brian Son. We'll go back and take a look and see how he made this move. This is out of the final couple of corners here. Yeah, and he just had the
lose spots. Oh, he did. Yes.
Yeah, so Rawls with a power move there, able to get by. Yeah, he's still kind of trying to recover from some struggles early on, but this is actually getting interesting as well. This is going to be side by side down the hill. No, not quite close enough there for Kevin Fanning.
Yeah, he's going to try and flick it in, flick it out, and
he's just going to be pushing. He's not going to have the run you don't want to be running. We just talked about you don't want to run too wide here. It's not the place to do it. It's a downhill corner, kind of a switchback as well into a tight hairpin. But he is right there. Kevin Fanning wants every little piece of Steve Lane. He's going to give him a clean shot here in just a matter of moments to try to get by.
There you go. You can see him getting a decent run through the flicks, as I call them, and coming into the to the dipper, I guess. I don't know. There's no corner names on this track, and the corner numbers don't exactly make sense. So we'll call them whatever we want to call them, I guess, Chad. Right?
Through the final couple of corners, we'll call these as it's the right turn hairpin into the left, and here you see it still losing a little bit of ground there, up to about half a second between Fanning and Lane here. But this is one of the closest battles on track. Actually, we'll jump back even further in the field. This is Jeffrey Wallace right behind Asphalt Dennis, and I think Dennis had some struggles at the start.
Brian Stone, sorry, real quick, I just saw it on the scoreboard. Just had some problems there. I wonder if we can get a replay of that.
Well, something has happened because he's got a bunch of damage to the rear of his car, and he slows to let these guys by.
I don't think that's letting them by. I think he's
just
did he blow a motor, maybe?
Well, hang on a second, because he's just gonna go over here and.
Did he run out of fuel?
Because you see he's got the damage there as well. So what's happened to... Yeah, he's got this... He's had this damage for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he blew the motor, like that rear damage. I mean, the Audi is mid rear engine, so potentially he got some damage there, and it's eventually just caught up to him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, he is a sponsor of the series, and it's always great to see him out there trying to represent for his company. Oh, and that's Jeffrey Wallace, and he's gonna get the wall hard.
Oh, I hate to see it.
Yeah, he was trying to get around Asphalt Dennis, and he was going there for a while. We'll take a look back at that from the chase cam, because he definitely pushed wide. So he's he just missed his braking point, unfortunately.
Almost got
collected Dennis there, yeah, but he's gonna lose a spot to Michael Holler, and he's got a bunch of damage left front. We'll take a look here at the nose of this car.
And you know who's liking to see this right now? Josiah Wellwood was our perennial my teammate, perennial last car contender. He's just gaining spots right here, so he's got to be happy to see this in spite of the fact that it is his teammate. He's having a very clean, solid run right here.
And Asphalt Dennis actually started this race from the pit lane, so he elected to start from the back, and yeah, I mean, he's caught up to a couple cars, passed a couple guys just on pace alone, as he just turned a 123 compared to 124.1 for Mr. Wellwood.
There we see that surprisingly gorgeous number, that 117? No, it's a 111 of
Triple
Tim
one,
Brokaw.
yep.
Triple ones.
Actually,
call it the 3 car.
This battle is interesting still. This is still Lane and Fanning, still nose to tail.
Yeah, these guys just, I guess it just goes to show if your team, these guys were teammates. I'm now just going to run with that because I'm pretty sure it's true. You do...
Wait a minute.
Work with
Something happened to Ray Kingsbury. He's dropped back to 6th position.
Yeah, let's see if we can see what happened here.
His last lap was a 127, so yeah, he definitely had a moment where he lost those 2 spots. We talked about him leading that second group of cars, and unfortunately that little off that he had was enough to send him back to the 6th spot. I don't see any damage on the car, so I'm guessing he just ran wide, and at a lot of these corners there's plenty of runoff, but yeah, it's unfortunate for him losing a couple of spots there.
Yeah, you hate to see it right now. For our commentary friend, he's going to try now and make a move on Curtis Critchley. I'm going to hope he doesn't. He's not able to do that because then I'll have a happy James Watson to deal with, but Critchley's going to go wide, though, and so is Ray, though. I mean, neither of them exactly holding up, but here comes Critchley loose, side by side, long sweeper. Kingsbury not quite able to clear him as they come over to crest. Now he's going to get clear of him, has a little bit less downforce going into the hairpin.
Yeah, this is right where we saw Holler lose it not too long ago, if I remember right. Or no, that was later on in the lap. All these corners blend together. This is such an undulating track that I kind of just get lost at times. But man, this corner right here is my favorite on the track. It's such a tricky one because that downhill section, it's about 40 feet vertical in elevation that you lose, and so that's going to push the car as far. It's going to make the car as tight as possible. As you try to turn it to the right.
Very unsettling.
And there's a couple corners like that where you either have a crest right before or right after the corner, and it definitely unsettles the car.
If we can give us a time update, Mr. Irvine, and see how much time we got left in this race.
Yep, we got 32.5 minutes left in this race, and it's still Michael Janney by 3.5 seconds now. But man, Challoner, he's closed the gap up once again.
Yeah. Just I think Challoner is going to start rallying now. Maybe he's set his car up to be better on the longer runs.
Either that or he's had some better tire management over Savian Ragser. His last lap, though, 121.9 for Challoner, 122.1 for Michael Janney. So he made up a little bit of time there, and he's definitely going to be making up some time on Savian Ragser as well.
He's going to be losing a little bit of time here to Janney, though, sticking behind Ragser. Ragser not exactly the fastest. See, Ragser does have the AM category, what do you call it? The thingies, the banner. He's got the AM banner, but he's racing in the pro class. He's been a pro for for the last couple of seasons, even when he hasn't been racing, he's just I don't know. It's just a little slippy uppy.
Well, I think that the cutoff for the AM category is 3,000 I rating. Right now, Ragstar's at 3014, so he is right there at the dividing line, really, for the class. So,
and I think, and he also is a former, contender in the pro category. So I wouldn't be surprised if even if he wasn't at the 3,000, he would just been waved into it. I mean, he's finished top 5 in a lot of 2 different pro seasons, I think.
Yeah, I think that he ended up tied for the championship season 1. It came down to a penalty tiebreaker. Came down, I think, the 4th tiebreaker with Ray Kingsbury in season 1, and that was a very fun season for sure.
Wasn't there for that, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, you were missing out, man. That was a fun one. But anyway, still Janny, Ragster, Challoner, Cosgrove. Kingsbury has gotten by Critchley, but still trying to get by Cosgrove now as he's got about a second and a half to try to make that up. And from talking to Ray, actually, before the race or after last night's race, whenever it was, it's very difficult to pass here. So I think Challoner's going to be kind of struggling to get by and just kind of biding his time, trying to make the move when he can find the opportunity to do so.
I mean, the best place, I think, to make the pass is if you back up these corners that they're coming up to now, put your foot down very early, control the oversteer, and basically use that and get a sick run coming down the front stretch and dive it into turn 1.
Yeah, you saw Challoner there running a little bit wide through the final couple of corners, trying to get as big of a run as he possibly can. He is right there, but still not close enough to use the slipstream to get by. But yeah, Challoner all over the back of Sabian Ragster for the time being.
I wonder if this could be a good call, I think, now for Challoner to pit in. If he needs to get a small bit of fuel, but try and just, get some clean air. He's faster than Ragster. It wouldn't hurt him to make this call now, and he'd probably stay ahead.
Yeah,
You do have some lap traffic coming up, too, so that could play even more into the factor to pit.
Yeah, we saw that become an issue last night as well for Blake Reynolds as he tried to recover from his spin early in the race. But right now, as we cross halfway, it's still Janny up in front. One of the better battles, we'll jump back just a little bit. This is battle for... Sorry, I clicked on the wrong car. That's still Christian Challoner. This is Ray Kingsbury.
There you go.
Trying to work his way back into the 4th spot. He's right there behind Cody Cosgrove.
Oh, look at him riding those curbs. And just trying his best to get any sort of run. This is not the place to pass. It's so difficult. It's so high speed. It's not impossible, but,
Something happened, by the way. Something happened to Sabian Ragster. We'll take a look here. This was just a moment ago. Hammered the curb. The back end steps out, and Challoner somehow does not make contact. Wow.
Close call there. Yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate there for Ragster. He was having a very solid run.
Yeah,
that corner will trip you up. It's so hard to get right.
Here's a look on board there. Under braking, the back end stepped out, hammered the curb. And fortunately, he was able to save it. But, man, that's a huge mistake for Sabian Ragster.
Yeah,
thankfully, though...
about 10 seconds almost.
Yeah, thankfully, though, he had a huge gap back to Ray Kingsbury. He's still 12 seconds clear of him.
Yeah, and now the interesting question is Challoner going to be able to make up any ground on Janny. He's got... If he did lose about a second and a half there, just trying to avoid Ragster, but Janny's also going to start coming up into traffic. We're not quite looking at him there.
This is Curtis Critchley trying to get by Cody Cosgrove as Kingsbury just got by Cody. Now Critchley trying to do the same. He is right there.
Gonna try and maybe not the bump and run. He's gonna maybe go side by side.
Oh, he's so close to that back bumper.
Oh, he's not gonna make a send here though. He's gonna try his best.
Look how much more.
Look at the run he's got.
Look how much more aggressive he is on that curbing. He is right there, just waiting, trying to force an air out of Cody Cosgrove.
And he's not quite able to do it. He's gonna stretch it just a tad bit wide. Gonna now kick that corner up. Oof.
But he is still right there, trying to get the move done.
Yeah, and this is an area where he's probably the faster car here, but it's so hard to pass here. We've been saying it time and time again. There's only 2 good passing zones on this track, and they both basically happen in the first and second sectors.
Yeah, this is one of the closest battles on track. The other one we'll jump back to it once again. We've looked at it multiple times throughout this race. It's the battle for the 10th spot between Steve Lane and Kevin Fanning, and right now it is still Lane leading the two of them. But there you see him fading all the way to the inside, Kevin Fanning, and he's going to peek back to the outside, trying to get the run here through turn number 2. Can he keep his foot in it? Using all the racetrack, not quite, but he is still right there.
Yeah, kicking it out wide. I think he's going to try his best and see if he can take that inside lane off. Not even take the inside lane off, but he might just be biding his time, because we do still have a decent bit of time left, and
yeah,
it wouldn't hurt.
25 and a half minutes remaining here. Working lap number 25 out of an expected, I would say 44 is what we're anticipating to be run, but still a set of pit stops yet to come for just about everybody. A couple guys towards the back have pit for damage repairs, but overall, I mean, we still got some fantastic racing. Peeking to the inside once again is Fanning, but unfortunately not able to close up in time to get on inside before the entry to the next corner.
Yeah, definitely. Now as we're watching, we're still just keeping an eye on him. I think he's just trying to just save as much as he can here. Save his tires. Maybe even try to, if he's a little bit faster, which he very well might be. Again, pit strategy is going to play a factor here. If you can get out into clean air, I say, why not? You know?
Yeah, and I mean, track position is so key here. Of course, we've seen multiple times, guys take that pit just a little bit earlier, get that fresh air, and use that to their advantage just to kind of click off some fast laps, especially because you don't have to deal with any slower cars or lap traffic, or even guys that get by you on strategy.
Yeah, definitely is. Oh, look at that. Almost trying to send it up the inside there. Not quite able to even get any close into it.
Yeah, he doesn't use as much racetrack as Steve Lane does, and unfortunately that's going to kind of hurt his speed down the straightaway, but he's catching right back up to him under braking. So it looks like Steve just gets the drive off, or gets the drive off the corner, but Kevin gets it right back under braking. Just two different driving philosophies between them. We'll have to see if Kevin can make anything of it, though, as we work our way past 24 minutes to go now.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I think we are, I mean, I keep saying it, but we should be coming up to pit strategy time by now. Maybe guys are trying to make moves. I think Janny's going to wait as long as possible. There, as I say that, there comes in Steve Lane. I almost thought it was somebody else, but it obviously wasn't there. He's going to slow it up to 45. He's going to roll it down that pit lane. Let's see if he does a stop and go.
Curtis Critchley is in as well.
Yeah, there we go. Pit strategy has started coming into factor. Let's see how long he pits.
Yeah, it was
12. Stop.
So Jeffrey Wallace was in for 11.6. It was 12.2 for Critchley. We're getting close to that already for Steve Lane here. These past 10 seconds. That's a 14-second stop for Steve Lane. So he's going to lose a little bit of time there to some of the guys. But actually, you know what? I think Curtis Critchley might be the winner here. He had a really fast stop, and he was even faster down the pit lane than Steve.
Yeah, just I don't know. Interesting time to make it. I mean, I think Challenger's actually losing time right now, and that's what I just saw, that he's lost about 2 seconds to Jenny over the last couple laps ever since Raxer spin.
Yeah, and
I wonder if he has any sort of damage. I don't think he does. I think he got away with it scot-free. I wonder maybe if it's also the lap traffic that he's been facing. I mean, we have seen Jenny. He's lapped a fair few cars at this point, and he's only going to keep doing it. He's coming up on Jack Belton and Seth Rawls.
Yeah, it was a very slow lap there for Christian Chandler. But yeah, he did, as you mentioned, have to deal with some of the lap traffic. But the biggest thing, I think, for Chandler is just kind of damage control in the championship. You get 50 points for the win, 40 points for second. He's currently 10 points back with, after this is going to be 4 races remaining. So he's going to have opportunities. And Bathurst, as we all know from that track, as we all know just from running there, it's a very treacherous track, and little mistakes can't hurt you. So Challenger might try to take advantage of that and try to force an error from Jane, try to get some of the points back at Bathurst.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bathurst is such an interesting track. I don't think we're going to see... Actually, we will see some good on-track action there. I mean, it's a driver's track, first and foremost. We do have those long straights here going to be...
Oh, and Jack Belton goes upside down.
Ooh.
We'll take a look here at the replay.
A little bit of preparation here for Bathurst.
We'll go to the chase cam, see if we can't get the best look at it. And you see a little squirrely there.
Oh,
and there's just a car around in front. Who was
Seth
that?
Rawls.
That was Seth Rawls. Wow, and that just sends him upside down and around and back. I saw Seth diving into the pits, but unfortunately, that's not where you want to end up.
That's a race ender right there, I think. I mean, they've got the thing right side up, but I don't think they're going to be very competitive after this.
Oh, and that's going to stretch out the field quite a bit. Tim Brokaw now working his way down the pit lane. So everybody from 9th on back now has come down pit road. Curtis Critchley leading that group, but he's got quite a large gap back to anybody else. But we were talking about it earlier, Tim Brokaw and Steve Lane, the battle they were having. Well, let's see where they cycle out here.
Yep, here they come. We're actually, this is the exit turn. It's the exit of the final corner coming across the start-finish line. Ooh, where are they gonna rejoin? This is a crazy question. Here we go.
Brokaw is just gone. I mean, he has pulled out a 8-second lead just from working his way down pit road.
Excellent strategy call there, yeah.
Yeah, he was stopped for 2 seconds less. Brokaw was than Lane, and that really helps. As they now work their way under 20 minutes to go here.
Now here's the exciting question. You see all these guys. We see all the guys who have pitted already. Now it's just the guys who haven't pitted. Challenger actually has gained some time on Jenny. Maybe I think about a second. I wonder if Challenger has something up his sleeve. Maybe he's trying for a stopping. Maybe he's literally just going to do a stop and go. Do anything he can to catch Jenny. I mean, this is just going to be super, Well, it's a risky play if he makes it, but it could pay off.
Well, if my math is right, you're going to have to take on fuel. I don't think you're going to be able to make the entire race on just a stop and go to say you completed a pit stop. You're going to have to take on some fuel. The question just is how much. But Jenny right now, still about a 7-second lead, and then Ragster 7 seconds back of Challenger. Not too many close battles on track for the moment, which is unfortunate. We'll take a look back up front in here and see what your leader is doing as he kind of works his way down through this hairpin. He's still got about, we just talked about that 7-second lead over Christian Challenger, and that's your championship leader doing what he does best, and that's leading this field.
Definitely, yeah. They're going to be, I mean, just looking there. Michael Jenner, we really haven't taken a look at him all race now. He's just holed out to a disgusting lead at this point. I don't know. But Challenger's, he's not off the pace. He just, I don't know. It just took him a while to get up to speed, and he's going to, I don't know. It's basically going to take a mistake, I think, at this point. Maybe a botch on pit road.
By the way, just the way that my brain works, I look way too far down the road. The way that these races have worked so far, Challenger and Janney have swapped first and second just about every race. If they both end up winning 5 of the 10 races and both finish second the other 5, we're gonna have to like flip a coin to decide who the champion is gonna be.
Yeah, it's definitely it's gonna be very interesting. I think this is where we gotta start giving out points for poles because. Jeez, I don't think we're our fastest lap even, but yeah. They have, Jenny won the first 2 in a row. Challenger finished second for those. Then Challenger won, Challenger right now, I mean, if Jenny wins this, as he's looking like the favorite to do so. I mean, he will have built a decently comfortable lead. But going into Bathurst and stuff, it's going to be,
Bathurst
a small mistake will cost him.
Bathurst is, I think, to me, it's going to be that wild card round. Anything can happen there with just how tight it is down the mountain. I mean, there's no room for error, and any sort of pile-up can cause major issues.
Definitely. As we that's the blank car right there. Another one of the AM categories. That's Cody Cosgrove. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't tell who that was. Yeah, just I don't know. Those are just very interesting paint scheme they've been running. I think I've commented on every race I've called this year, but it's just like a split livery. You've got kind of reminds me of the old BAR. Is it the BAR one? Yes, it was the BAR one.
Well, it's a kind of a merger between the teams of Michael Janney and I believe maybe is it Cody Cosgrove, the team leader there. But it's a mix between Livewire, Sim Sports. It might actually I think it's Steve's. Yeah, so it's Michael Janney races for Team DDR, and then I think it's either Lane or Cosgrove that race under the Livewire Sim Sports. So both of them kind of teamed up last minute to get set for this season, and part of that partnership is getting both sponsorships on the car.
Definitely. Is now we're yeah. I don't know. Just we just got I guess we're biding our time right now. I mean, no real serious battles on the field at the moment.
Ray Kingsbury though does dive down to pit road, and he's stationary, the shortest of anybody so far, 10.2 seconds, as he is now leaving the pit road. Very aggressive, already picking up the throttle down the hill, heading towards turn number 2, and he is back underway. He is leading that group of cars that is already pit, but he is 13 seconds behind Brandon Lambert, who has yet to make his stop.
And yeah, I mean, basically right now it's we're just kind of waiting for Challenger and Jenny to pick, because that's the battle for the win right now. Cody Cosgrove still has a pretty solid performance coming right now as the AM category leader. He said, we talked last night, he said he's looking to take the points lead. And right now he was, coming into this, he was 20 points back. Steve Lane was, Kevin Fanning was the leader, if my math is correct here. If he finishes third or fourth, as he's currently penned to do, or he finished fifth. Well, here he comes into the pit lane now. So Lambert is gonna pass him, take the point here in the AM category. And I don't know, Jeff, if you want to take it for a second, I'll do the math and see where the points will be as they run.
That works for me. Yeah, this is somebody is around there. That's Ashok Dennis that just went around. So right in front of one of the guys fighting at the front of the field, but he is going to get things pointed in the right direction once again. But scary moment there for Ray Kingsbury. There was nowhere for him to go. But yeah, Ray right now working. He works back up into the 6th position for the moment. Cody Cosgrove joined just behind him.
Has Matt Kingsbury pit yet? Do we know?
Matt Kingsbury has not pit yet. None of the top 5 have. Brandon Lambert is the last car that is yet to come in.
All right, so I've just crunched the numbers here. So if Cody Cosgrove continues to run as he was in basically virtual P4, Kevin Fanning holds his position. We'll see. Kevin Fanning, he'll actually lose about 12 points to Cosgrove, basically closing the gap up to only 8 points for the AM category lead.
And that's going to make things very interesting. By the way, Savian Ragster down pit road, Christian Challenger down pit road. So 2nd and 3rd positions have both come down the pit lane. 10.3 on the clock for Challenger. 11.8 for Savian Ragster.
There you go, coming off. Oh wait, that's Ragster. Wait, is that Ragster? Yeah, it is Ragster we're looking at. I think I said that was Cody Cosgrove 3 laps ago, but I realized, yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay. All their cars look the same.
So Ray Kingsbury now.
This is why I hate team logo liveries.
Ray Kingsbury now up into the 5th spot. As the top 5 are all pro level drivers. The only pro that's not up towards the front of the field is David Schofield, who was involved in an incident earlier on. He's currently 13 laps down, so he's got a pretty beat-up race car. And there you see some of the damage to it on the right side. But right now it's Michael Janney still out in front, and he now works his way down pit road. Going to have to wait and see what the interval. 33 or so seconds is what we're seeing the typical pit lane time be. As he now 9.4 seconds on the stop. That's a blister. That's the fastest stop just about anybody other than Brandon Lambert, who you beat him by a tenth. So, very quick stop there for Michael Janney.
Yeah, impressive stop there for Jenny.
But look where he came out. He came out
That's
right behind.
That's a bad positioning right there.
That's David Schofield that he just came out right behind, and then that's one of his teams. So I don't think he's gonna get much of a fight here from Steve Lane.
Yeah, but still, that's that little delay there to getting held up.
No,
it's gonna help Challenger.
No, look at the interval.
Oh, look! Oh, shit! Yeah.
9 seconds now between Challenger and Janney, and 20 seconds back to Savy and Ragsford. We talked about pit stops being crucial. That's clutch right there. 11 minutes to go, by the way. So, ticking just under 11 minutes as Janney still now leads by 9 seconds over Christian Challenger.
And now we're looking at, still looking at that 113 there.
By the way,
put on absolute
battle for position. No, that's going to be Curtis Critchley going around, and he was just about to
hold it off the wall.
He does. Yeah,
good match there.
Yeah, he was trying to get by. Let's go to the chase cam here once again on this. So just past his teammate, let him by, and then under braking. Yep, just got those right sides onto the grass and very heads up driving there. Let's go back one more time here because that was some intense driving. We'll go to the gyro cam here. Watch this heads up driving here. You see that flick back to the right? He saw that spin coming and predicted how to get out of the way. Fantastic bit of driving there by Matt Kingsbury.
Yeah, and just unfortunate for Critchley. He's going to drop back. He's 7 seconds now behind Brandon Lambert, so he might be able to get a second place if things fall his way. But I believe we only have about 5 or 6 minutes left in the race.
Got 9.5 to go.
9.5. All right, my math was not exactly correct there.
That's okay. That's why you have me.
That's why I have you. There you go, Chad. This is why we're such a good team.
But not too many great battles all throughout. That's why I switched over to Critchley. He was going to make that move on Matt Kingsbury, but unfortunately could not do it and lost the back end just as we switched over to him. Most of the field, though, pretty far spread out. It looks like Jack Belton has had an issue as well. He has pulled it off for the race, currently sitting 9 laps down. Oh, that's right. He went upside down, so his race is obviously done. But Seth Rawls, is he still out there turning laps? No, Seth Rawls was just sitting in his pit lane, so he's just sitting there.
He's vibing.
But David Schofield just kind of, you see all the damage to the front end of that car, but he's out there trucking, man. He's logging laps and doing everything he can just to have a good time with it. I paid for the hour race. I'm going to use all of it.
Yep, that's the philosophy. That's what I probably should have done last night, but I kind of didn't.
Here's a look at the Alabama boy, Brandon Lambert, up in the 7th position after his little excursion earlier on in the race. But he is currently sitting 2nd in the AM category.
Yeah. I'm out of things to talk about, Jay.
Man, I guess I have to do all the work around here.
Hey, you know what, Jad? You're the one who's up here the entire season. We appreciate your hard work. I mean, usually Ray's here. I know he's a bit drier than I am, but
Well, it's not much of a battle at the moment, but
yeah, just
Fanning and Lane still.
I guess we.
Fanning and Brokaw right now are pretty close. Yeah, I mean, in the points in the pro class, we've talked about it all season long. It's going to be up to 20 points between Janney and Challenger. Wow, I mixed both of them up.
Do we have any last place changes? That's an interesting thing. I don't think we do.
I don't know. Anyway.
Let's take a look at among people who have started every race, I believe. Tim Brokaw is currently the last place points leader. So.
Why you got to do him dirty like that?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's its own separate category, and also he had penalty points, and that's actually what's keeping him there. So he's actually had some very solid drives this season. And hey, we also respect our Ford guys.
It looks like Josiah Wellwood has had an incident of his own. Oh, there's massive damage to the back of that car. What happened here, Josiah?
Oh, there's a tree. Oh.
Well,
yeah.
this is.
There you go.
Oh wow, this happened out of the
was.
final. Yep. So this is the same spot we've seen a couple guys with it. just
Ow.
head on into the wall. He's already lost the back end at some point. Is that rear wing upside down?
I think that's just how the BMW is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a weird car. for
Yeah,
weird people.
that is just how the rear wing is. That's a look at the other BMW, Curtis Critchley, in the field.
So yeah, not exactly a great weekend for the TWR guys. Michael Holler is. I mean, we talked about him in the Lamborghini. He's actually a TWR guy. We are running a split class of BMWs and Lambos, basically, personal preference. So yeah, not exactly the best race for these guys. But Curtis Critchley, he's putting on a pretty good showing here. Gonna be running 8th P3 in M.
And he's got a large gap both out the front and out the back to anybody, so he can just kind of log some laps here and finish these last 6 minutes in the 8th spot overall. So, yeah, Curtis making a good showing there for Team Watson Racing. And that's Kevin Fanning with Michael Janney. That's your leader that just went by him, so blue flags and respecting that, and that's going to put him 1 lap down there for Tim Brokaw. Yeah, so most of the field pretty far spread out for the moment. One of the other close battles on track, Matt Kingsbury trying to track down Cody Cosgrove for the 5th spot. Gap is about 2 seconds at the moment, but Kingsbury has done a good job of making up time on him. So the field has been lapped now into the top 10 with Kevin Fanning just losing his lap, and Tim Brokaw goes lap down as well.
Kind of want to pull Ray in here and see if he can give us a driving lap.
Nah, we're okay.
Okay.
The gap now is the 10 seconds for the lead as we are at 4.5 minutes to go. Janny Challoner Ragster followed by Ray Kingsbury, and yeah, Ray is about 20 seconds back, but he's got a decent gap behind to Cody Cosgrove as well. But this is the car to watch. This is Matt Kingsbury trying to get into the top 5, and he is within a second and a half now of Cody Cosgrove.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if we can actually just make it. We can get top 5 all AM or all pro. I don't think we've ever had an AM driver actually win overall, have we?
Christian Challoner.
That doesn't count.
I mean, he was an AM driver.
Yeah, but like he won his own champion. He never beat the GT. But
you're right.
We've run GT3, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and I mean that will be a sight to behold one day. It'll kind of be like 2015 Petit Le Mans.
Oh, is it the one where it rained a lot?
That's the one where it rained a lot in the Porsche one, yeah.
I remember that, just because somebody in another Discord server was talking about it. But yeah, yeah. I mean, under 3.5 to go now. Janny's still out in front. But Matt Kingsbury's still working. It's now down to about 1.2 behind Cody Cosgrove. I wonder if he's going to have time to make a move once he gets there.
We're going to see it here. I don't know if he's going to have enough room. I believe we only have about 2 minutes to go in this session, right?
Coming up to 3 minutes remaining. So
always just over.
I think that your stopwatch is a little bit faster. But wow, look at how much he's closed up this gap. It's about half a second now for Matt Kingsbury. I think that Cody's just struggling on his worn tires and light fuel.
I'll see if Cody can hold him off here, though. I mean, he doesn't really have a reason to, but a top 5 in this series is no laughing matter. So I bet he would want to hold off, especially after the night he had last night here. It'd be nice to get a little bit of redemption for himself.
Absolutely. He is peeking his nose there down the straightaway, thinking about it, but he's going to think better of it. That's the corner where he had a very smart moment running wide to let the spinning car past not long ago, but still trying to get by Cody Cosgrove for that 5th spot. Can he do it? He doesn't have much time to make that move, though. Here's a look. So this is your leader. He's working his way down. So I think that he's going to get the white flag next time by, yes. So it's going to be 2 laps to go for the moment. But we'll go back here to Matt Kingsbury. He's right there. Wow. Look how close he is right there. Oh, he's picking up the inside. He's going to get that move done easily. Wow, Matt
Good
Kingsbury.
move by him.
Fantastic charge for him up into the 5th position after he cycled back on pitch strategy.
Here's something interesting. Brenna Lambert is closing very quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to have time to get there. But he is close. He was faster the last couple of laps. He was 2 seconds, or sorry, 1.5 seconds faster last lap than Cody Cosgrove. So definitely turning some fast laps. But these guys still, I mean, Cody's not letting him go.
Not at all. See if he's going to try. Is he going to try and make the move here going into the thing? We know he's a very aggressive driver. He's going to try maybe going into the... No, he's just going to hold on to the back of it.
I think that if it was one lap later, if it was the last lap, he would
Sent it.
consider making that move. But instead, he is just going to kind of tuck back in
off,
line.
Think better of it. Smart move.
Here's a look at your leader. He's running pretty conservative laps. Is he going to try to stretch this to make this the last lap of the race? I think this is the last lap, actually.
Yeah, oh, yeah, there you go. You got that white on the screen. He's going to be coming through that chicane. The only basically real chicane on the track now, coming down the back stretch. Into the lefty-righties.
First you're calling them the whips, then you're calling them the flicks, and then it's the lefty-righties. Who needs quarter names when you got Michael Berry?
Yep. So yeah, here we come, coming
Through the final sector, last couple corners. If you want to take the call here, if you won't, then I will.
Final couple of quarters here for Michael Janney. He's dominated the season so far. Never finished further back than the second spot. Flashes his lights, crosses the line, and Michael Janney is the winner of the 90-something Studios Bama Beatdown. Christian Challoner then comes across the line in the second spot. Saving Ragster there as well. So Ragster is going to take the 3rd step of the podium. He runs wide there. That's dangerous, especially when Ray Kingsbury's not too far behind. Well, actually, he's 23 seconds back. He would have had plenty of time to recover. But Ray Kingsbury well behind, going to finish 4th.
Oh, okay, wait. Matt lost the position to Cosgrove. Matt Kingsbury's dropping through the field.
Something happened. We'll take a look here at the replay once again.
Oh, just on the grass, maybe? No?
Yeah, just too aggressive there on the downhill section, and unfortunately going to lose 1-2 spots. Does Curtis Critchley get by? He does not, so that's going to wrap things up here.
Yeah, our AM-class winner is going to be Cody Cosgrove. Great run for him. And we'll see if we can get you some interviews here in a moment, right?
Yeah, we'll step away for just a matter of moments, and we'll be right back with some post-race interviews.
Yeah, you do that.
All right. Well, it was a fantastic bit of racing here, but Christian Challoner going to join us in the booth here. Christian, interesting race for you. You know, you didn't seem to have the pace that Michael Janney did, and kind of just took advantage of a mistake to get by Saving Ragster.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's completely fair assessment, to be honest. There, Cube. Yeah. I just didn't really have the pace for him. I pretty much knew after qualifying that it was going to be difficult to do anything. I felt like maybe I could have been a bit more aggressive with Savion right at the beginning. There was maybe an opportunity on lap 1 to get on the inside and get that pass done earlier. to be honest, just really, really struggled to kind of one, stay focused, and two, stay motivated. Um, I was just really struggling to focus pretty much the whole race. In practice, I couldn't really get a balance I was happy with. I was really, really worried that in the high-speed stuff I would have exactly what happened to Savion happen to me. So I went towards the tighter end of things. And that really, really cost me in low-speed corners, which made it really difficult to kind of have anything to fight against those two in the first place. I kind of got it together a bit in the middle of the race, and that was how I was able to actually pull back up to Savion and kind of just. I knew it would be difficult to pull a pass off. To be honest, I was just trying to get close to see if I could jump him in the pit stop, or force a mistake. It was kind of sad to see that where he had the mistake was pretty much the worst possible place to have it. So that was really unfortunate because that was kind of a fun battle that was keeping me going. But kind of tough one. It was difficult to be motivated, which sounds kind of weird, but that just happens sometimes. You kind of feel like you have to race rather than you want to race.
Yeah, I mean, it was a second position, second place finish once again for you, and I mean that's good for you doing kind of damage control in the points. But next time we're out here, we're going to Bathurst, Mount Panorama. Very dangerous track. What are your thoughts there? Is it kind of a wild card?
I kind of don't think it's necessarily a wild card. I don't think it's really going to throw up any changes in the order. I definitely think people are going to crash. For me, I actually think that Bathurst is harder than the Nürburgring. I know obviously it's a much shorter track, but the Nürburgring kind of has pretty good flow to it, and there isn't walls right on the edge of apexes and whatnot, so you can't really make mistakes there, but you can get away with a little bit of things. You can touch the grass a tiny bit, that kind of thing. You can't get away with any of that at Bathurst. If you make even the slightest mistake, you'll be offline at best and trying to keep it out of the wall, or you'll just immediately destroy your car. So yeah, Bathurst is really, really difficult track. Kind of hoping that next week I feel a bit more up to it. Just I don't know. It was really difficult this week. I'm not really sure why. Sometimes you have nights where you just aren't really that enthusiastic about racing, and this was one of them. And it's unfortunate because Jamie was really, really fast tonight, and not really what I wanted. So it's going to be difficult because I pretty much have to win basically every single race to the end now, and that's going to be difficult. But got some good tracks that I like coming up. Bathurst, it's fun. I'm a fan. Mosport, huge fan. One of my favorite tracks. Road Atlanta, same deal. One of my favorite tracks. Daytona, not so much, but it's not a very demanding track, so it should be okay. And obviously, it'll be a pretty tight battle at the end there, hopefully.
Does 4 weeks or 4 races 4 weeks in a row, does that change anything for you with usually having breaks?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's better. I wasn't really a big fan of this huge break that we've had. It's been kind of it kind of lost momentum, and it was difficult to sort of hype myself back up for it. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping that the format maybe changes for next season, going through into 2022. I really, really enjoyed the sprints, and then the features with the reverse grid. I thought it kind of added a lot to it, and it was pretty unique. Don't really feel like 1 hour GT3 races is a particularly special thing. I can kind of do that pretty much anytime I want, but the kind of the sprints and the inverts was really, really fun. So maybe next season we'll go back to it. Kind of hope that we do. I thought it made it a bit more exciting.
Yeah, hey man, congratulations on the second place finish, and hopefully things turn around for you the next couple weeks because you got some tracks you like coming up. Anybody you want to thank?
I'd just like to give a shout out to Michael for obviously having amazing pace as always. When I saw the 20.9 come up in qualifying, I felt like I could have maybe got second, but I knew that was pretty much out of reach. So yeah, big shout out to him. I think he's really stepped up his game, especially this season. Last season was close, but this season is much more difficult to kind of beat him on raw pace alone. So yeah, I would like to give a shout out to him. He's doing a great job.
Well, hey, congratulations on the second place finish once again, and we'll see you next week at Bathurst.
Thank you.
That's Christian Challoner, your second place finisher here tonight. And up next, we've got our AM class winner that's going to join us in the booth. That's going to be the 67 of Cody Cosgrove. And Mike, I think you've caught up with Cody, haven't you?
Yeah, Cody, a little bit awkward coming into here. Obviously, had a great run tonight. Congrats on the win. We had a bit of a run in last night, but but let's put that behind us and
Yeah, just
take us
just
through.
hug and make up.
Yeah, we'll hug it. We'll hug and make up here, virtual hug, and yeah, take us through that race you had there.
Well, it went pretty good. Like I qualified pretty decent, and I felt pretty comfortable with the track. Like I raced IndyCar last night, and that was a mess. Like I didn't even make it to like 10th lap. I think it was like lap 4. But anyway, this race was awesome. Like I couldn't push anymore just because my tires fell off near the end, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said you had a very solid points day today. I mean, you kept the car clean. Right now, if we're talking about points, actually, just not I'm on the topic of it, you did move. You gained about 10 points here on Kevin Fanning for the AM championship. So I guess, yeah, how do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that. Like Kevin's a pretty good competitor, and I guess he had an off night tonight, but yeah, he's always usually right near me, or I'm right near him, so it's a good championship we're having.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, and we also have a couple tracks coming up this week that are, or not coming up this week, but coming up in the next 4 races. I believe it's Bathurst, Mosport, Road Atlanta, and Daytona. What are your thoughts on those tracks? Do you think you're going to be able to keep the momentum up that you have so far?
I hope so. If Michael Janey keeps giving me good setups and giving me good pointers through practice, and hopefully I keep this going.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, we're all looking forward to see that. I guess to wrap things up, man, you got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for putting on a good show, and I'd like to thank Livewire Sim Sports, Sim Experience, and also Drive Dead Racing.
Sounds like you got a little fan cheer you got in the background there. We'll let you get to that, man.
Oh yeah, that's my newborn that just had like 3 weeks ago.
Well, hey, congratulations there, and best of luck the rest of the season, man.
Thank you.
That's Cody Cosgrove, your AM class winner here, and looks like we're gonna have a special surprise here. We got Savian Ragster gonna join us in the booth. Savian, a long time no see, man. How's it going? Savian, you got a copy?
Oh,
He left. All right. Well,
All right.
we don't have Savian Ragster. We'll jump over here to Michael Janney. Janney got the win tonight once again, and it was a little bit different than what we normally see. You're kind of off on your own.
Yeah, thanks for having me in here. Honestly, tonight was weird because I wasn't expecting that. There was really no major incidents or anything that would have caused such a big gap, honestly. And I think a large part of it was it's really difficult to get by people. And Sabian put in a stellar qualifying lap. So just him being in front of Christian gave me a ton of kind of free air to just kind of take it easy, watch the tires, and then progressively gain a couple tenths here and there, but not really push the car too much because I really struggle with consistency here. So I figured the best approach would just to be as smooth as possible, and yeah, somehow that led to a 8-second gap. So I honestly have no idea.
Christian talked about kind of the gap in the schedule and how it kind of threw off his momentum that he had going. What did you think of the gap in the season? Are you ready for 4 races, 4 weeks in a row?
I like it. I like the 2-week gaps every like 2 weeks, but I think that was a really, really long break. It felt weird coming back, honestly. Like I felt like it was like brand new, like I'd never raced here before, just because it felt like it was so disconnected from the last race. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot at Lime Rock and kind of worked on not pushing the car because the time comes in this car by not pushing it. And so I took a lot of what I learned from last time into this, but I would say it did kill the momentum for Christian, because I don't know. It was weird, honestly. Like I don't know if he said that or not, but personally, it was a bizarre gap.
Yeah, and next week we go to Mount Panorama. Very treacherous track. What are your thoughts?
It's my favorite track, and you're always close to death, one little millimeter too far, and that's your race. It's basically what I love in a road street circuit, but just super, super unique. Um, it'll be interesting, especially with the backstretch, because even if you're running higher wing for the mountain, once you get in slipstream on that, you're just gonna pass whoever you're in front of if you're within a couple tenths. So I expect really good battles there to be a lot of fun, and yeah, honestly, it's of every week, I'm probably looking forward to next week the most.
You got to make me a promise, by the way. After the race,
Yes.
you got to jump the chase.
Okay, I will. I will literally fuel an extra lap at the pit stop. Just to
Oh,
go
I
for
didn't.
it.
I didn't even think about that part of it. Maybe don't do that. Just run your race.
No,
But
definitely do it.
no, but Jenny, congratulations on another win here. And anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, of course. So this week, I will absolutely get Livewire Sims Sport in there without messing it up. And then Drive Dead Racing for the partnership here. And then some experience for the sponsorship. Everybody who supports me, socials, and on Twitch. So, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, and you guys, of course.
well, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on another great performance, and best of luck the last 4 races this season.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep, that's Michael Jenny, your winner here tonight from from Barber for the 90-something Studios Bama Bash. Man, Mike, fantastic race, and any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just an interesting race. I mean, obviously we didn't see much in terms of on-track action, but all the strategy that like we saw, I could see playing out, especially with the pits and how that all played out. And obviously, we had some guys making mistakes, and that always makes for some exciting moments. But I'm definitely looking forward to next week in Bathurst. I don't think I'll be in the booth for that. Maybe I'll pop in. Maybe I won't. But I know that you and Ray will definitely have an exciting race on your hands there.
Yeah, looking forward to that one for sure. But that about wraps things up here from Barber. And thanks to everybody who helps put this on, whether it's 90-something Studios for sponsoring 2 races this week, whether it's Penguin RC Simulations for sponsoring this fantastic league that we put on. I got to thank also all the drivers that helped make it possible, as well as people behind the scenes, whether that's Josh Mertz or Ray Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Kieran Forrest, just about everybody here. But for Mike Barry up here in the booth, I am the producer of this show. I'm Chad Irvine. You can catch me on twitch.tv/cubecast. Gonna throw out a little plug there, why not? But no, for real, it's been a fun race, and we'll see you guys next week. Got Monday and Wednesday off, so we'll see you next Thursday at Bathurst. Same time, same place. Don't miss any of the action.